Well, we've got a great show here for you today, and we are at a beautiful landmark location. This is Queen of Peace Church in Mishawaka. Mark Linton, this is a location that you're very familiar with. You've had a long-standing relationship with folks here at Queen of Peace. Goes back, what, 8 years, 9 years?
Yeah. They contacted us quite a few years ago. We've done all sorts of projects around the facility. It actually feels like a church family. Yeah. And started out at the front entrance, have worked around the foundation, and then they approached us about this very, very special project here behind the classrooms. And this is their outdoor education center.
Isn't that amazing? You know, it's really something when you can combine feel and touch and all the beauty that Linton's is about anyway. Isn't it rewarding for you to be a part of that?
It is, and especially knowing that they have same appreciation as what we have.
Excellent. Well, what do you say we get on our little tour together?
Okay, starting out right here, wanted to share with you and the viewers what we are sitting on is actually a seat wall. And it was part of the original design and their request that they wanted to be able to have class out here. And these walls, we built them so they're very comfortable. They're at bench or seat height. And then also on beautiful days like what today is, the kids can come out here. And we've got built-in desks, so they can sit here and they can doing
they can do this, right?
Oh, there you go. Sorry, what's this? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we've got a lot of built-in seating and benches here, and expanded a patio that they had already had.
And I love the vision that Queen of Peace has, and all of this could not be made possible really without some generous donors. And they had a donor back here that really helped that next phase, didn't they?
Exactly. And anonymous donor, but that person shares our passion and also had this vision. It's been fun working with them, bringing that vision to life.
Yeah, I bet it was a fun time strategizing with them. What do you have going on here, Mark?
Well, you're going to see birds and butterflies here because we have a lot of things that attract. We've got butterflies over here, actually in our raised herb garden right now. Behind there are some butterfly bushes. This is a Washington hawthorn tree, one of the most popular trees to attract birds with its fruit. And then the thorns are also very protective for birds against any type of predators.
Hey, just think of the seed that you're planting, no pun intended, with the young folks that generations from now will be doing the same thing with their children.
That would be awesome if that happened. Yes. Yeah. And what we're walking on here, Craig, is a nice pathway. And it's designed for large groups of people, you know, and very easy to walk on. It's wheelchair accessible. This is actually a course ground granite called rotten granite, and what I like about it is not only the looks and the color, but it compacts really well, stays in place, makes a low maintenance path. Exactly. Yeah. So this is all ADA accessible. You can bring wheelchair out here so that no one it cannot participate. So
fantastic. Wow.
We've worked with, thank you. We've worked with a lot of native plants. These here are some of our native serviceberry trees. Those bloom early in the springtime, and then they produce a little fruit later on in the summertime, and those do a great job of attracting birds. We've got all sorts of perennials in here. We've got perennial flowers that come back year after year, so we've got nonstop color.
I'm going to be talking to Jill, the principal here, a little bit later on. I wonder what she's going to tell us is the favorite of the students here at Queen of Peace.
I'd like to know that myself.
They've got a lot of choices.
We've got Indiana's state tree here. This is a tulip poplar tree. We've got a clump of river birch here. And then, Craig, we've got a couple of very rare horse chestnut trees. And these actually bloom with incredibly red clusters of flowers in the springtime. They put on a nice show.
Horse chestnut trees. You don't hear that very often.
No, you don't. And then some other rare plants that we've got here. These are tamarask, and they're just starting to bloom. A very fine, very feathery type of leaves, and then spikes of pink flowers. Another thing that you're going to notice as you walk around here, we've got a lot of boulders, and these are all native boulders, and we picked out boulders that actually can be used as seats or chairs. It's perfect for a small child to sit underneath the shade of the tamarask there.
I would think even a grown adult might enjoy that. Huh?
There you go. We've got some of our red maples here, very spectacular for their fall red color, and we've incorporated into the gardens fruits and berries. We've got raspberries, blackberries, strawberries. We've got fruit trees, edible landscaping, absolutely. You can see some of our native ferns here, all different types of hydrangeas. These are Annabelle hydrangeas, just in their full glory here, and they've been blooming all summer long. And then we've got back in the shade, we've got our taller oak leaf hydrangea, and then something that I absolutely love are the trumpet flowers from the trumpet vine. And there isn't a better hummingbird magnet than these trumpet flowers. And there is a chain link fence which we are hiding here. You would never guess, but the St. Joe River is actually on the other side of this fence. And so we wanted to make sure that it was safe for the kids.
Yeah, very good. Well, for one, I wouldn't have guessed that there in places is even a fence. And secondly, I had no clue that the water was that close.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
So we're using bark mulch and very natural looking wood chips here as a ground cover. And we're teaching the kids about composting. We have a place in the back, compost bin. We're using that as fertilizer. We've got our raised herb garden so they can have their hands in the dirt and they understand how you can grow the herbs. So all different things here, so just to help enrich the kids' lives and add to the learning experience.
And you were telling me as we arrived, Mark, that they even have an aquaponics site here just on the other side of the campus.
They do, along with a community garden. So this is an incredible church. They've got a lot of activities going on, basically to attract all different types of families.
Well, what about on the side here?
Well, we've got some of our peonies, which is Indiana's state flower. And so we wanted to make sure that kids knew what Indiana state tree is and Indiana's state flower is. And so we incorporated those into the design as well.
I got a feeling that maybe our friends at the Murray Botanical Garden would have high appreciation for your work out here.
They would. You know, there are some similarities here.
Very much. Well, Jill is the principal here at Queen of Peace Church. What a delightful gal.
Oh my goodness, absolutely.
And she has a real appreciation for the learning process here at Queen of Peace, and you're going to find out more with Jill, the principal, here at Queen of Peace. Jill Miller joins us now. She's the principal here at Queen of Peace. Jill, so nice to meet you. You've got a beautiful property here, and you know, beyond the beauty of the property is the fact that you're teaching kids some really practical things about our surroundings, aren't you?
Absolutely, yes. And the idea behind the plants that are planted out here in our OEC, our Outdoor Education Center, is that many of them are native to Indiana. So the kids are learning about plants from our own state.
Yeah, excellent. I asked Mark this, and he wasn't sure because we hadn't even talked about it, but what are the plants that the kids are really gravitating toward? Can you name one or two that might be one of their most favorite popular ones?
Of course, the ones with flowers.
Yeah.
Those are the ones they like until the bees come out, and then they don't want to go anywhere near them.
But bees are important.
They are important, so that's another lesson that they get to learn. They like to gravitate towards the ones that produce fruit, the blackberries, or we had strawberries. They kind of took over. So I think we're replanting those or planning on replanting those.
Are the kids able to eat some of the fruit out here?
Our vision and our hope is that we can be kind of self-sustaining with the OAC and through our aquaponics lab that we have, that some of those fruits and vegetables that we grow, we can take to our kitchen and use those in our lunchroom.
Excellent. That is becoming a big thing these days. And the other thing that's becoming big is Mark Linton's surprise visit here on the segment. You had no idea, I don't think, that Mark was going to come and present this to you.
Oh, my goodness. this. No, I didn't have any
Just
idea.
wanted to give this to you as a thank you, not only for allowing us to feature this beautiful gardens with the Michiana viewers out there, but for this long-term working relationship that you, the church, and Linton's has had together.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. This will brighten my office as I have to start coming back in.
Yes, that's right. Summer's about over, isn't it?
Just about, but we don't want to say that too loud.
Well, Jill, you're a delight and a real blessing to this community to be here at Queen of Peace and doing the great work that you're doing. Keep it up, okay?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Much more coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.